Welcome to the Duke Energy Center here in Cincinnati, Ohio for the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games here on Floodstream, and happy to be bringing you some basketball. Games got started earlier today along with, well, one of the participants, a man making his 9th appearance here, Jeff DeLeon. I'm Michael Caristino. Jeff, thanks for joining me, helping me out with this because we got basketball going, and early on it's 2-0 in favor of the white team, who I guess now they decided to change their mind and make them the guests because they told us they were the home team. So the white team is now the guest team, but they are up 2-0. And so rules, I mean, we'll just jump right into this right away. Jeff, is that, yes, basketball, obviously people are going to get, if you get hit on the arm really hard, it's going to be a foul. But obviously the difference with the wheelchairs, what are some of the differences for our fans out there to look for?
Absolutely. So some of the things that we're going to look for is contact down low on the chairs. Obviously there's going to be some contact. That's the only way to stop somebody. As we just had 00 come in and make a play, have a little bit of contact on the ball. But what it's going to really come down to is if they're changing their position, chair position. If I give a little push on the backside of their wheelchair and it turns them around, spins them around an opposite way, they're going to go ahead and call that as a foul, as we actually just saw underneath the basket.
And yeah, I do want to get to, obviously, the not 3 seconds, but you said 4 seconds in the lane. And a crafty vet. I know you don't want to give away too many secrets, but you just have to make a quote-unquote, for our fans out there, effort to be getting out of the lane.
Correct. So that's the key, is as long as there's an effort. And me being a crafty vet, I like to kind of camp out in there, and so I'll just slide my hands up and down the rim and make it look like I'm trying to get out. That was a great pass from the outside down on the block, and unfortunately they just missed the shot.
Well, they did switch the scoreboard, so now they have it right. The white team is the home team. They're up 2-0. And, I should probably mention the starting lineups. I mean, these guys are working hard. We see the hoop right there from the black team. That's number 00, Frank Johnson. Also starting number 5, that's Victor Ventura, along with number 12, Derek Trenton. Number 1 is Sean Castle. And number 2, Dane Smith, the 5 on the court for the black team. You see them in the black jerseys with the white numbers, and that shot right there goes up by another 00. Big 00 fans. I like that.
That's right.
Sam Ballard is 00 for the white team, and he's joined on the court by number 5, Jesse Lind. Also number 14, that's Antoine Gray. Number 12 is Weston Locklear, and number 1, numero uno, Robert Jones. So those are the starting 5 there, and so you also said for traveling you can't.
So you can't make consecutive pushes more than 2.
Right.
If you go for that third push, that's going to go ahead and be a travel if you have not bounced the ball, if you have not made a pass or taken a shot. But as you see right here, most guys have gotten so good with the chairs that they pretty much dribble the whole time they're coming down the court. Right there we had the chair contact. Good up top, look good up top, but that's where, they really got to pay attention to that contact on the chair down low, and it went ahead and changed his position, and they marked that foul.
So now going to the free throw line to shoot, that'll be number 14 for the white team, Antoine Gray. And again, this is your 9th year, and the opening ceremonies yesterday, that was just amazing. This is my first one. I mean, first one being at. I've watched stuff online. I've been to rugby before in Phoenix and just watching that. So I was telling people I was very excited to come out here because as veterans, you guys have, everybody, guys and girls, when I say guys, of course I know it's so bad in our society. We see a guy and a girl walking, hey guys, how's it going? Right. But the men and women that have served, and I was talking to Sean Casey after the opening ceremonies. He emceed it yesterday.
Yes.
And I said, man, because to the core of it, as kids, we all grew up playing sports. We're all competitive. And I said, you guys obviously out there serving, putting your lives on the line. I mean, that is the ultra competitive, and it's not a game, but if you look at an ultra competitive game, that it's about winning. But just to get out there and back and compete and not taking it easy. The respect's there, but not taking it easy on each other. Because like I said, the first time I sat in rugby, John, I was like, guys are colliding, they're going hard, and the chair falls down, and it's like regular, athletes walking down the field. It's kind of look back at, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, but, just keep going. I mean, what's that like for you guys? I mean, you have the camaraderie from the service, but what's that like to just get out here and go back and forth with everybody?
That's exactly what it comes down to is that, at heart, these guys are competitors. They were competitors when they decided to join the service, and so they come out here, and it's the same thing. we're going to play hard. Sometimes we're going to knock some people down, but at the end of the game, you know, the guys are going to come back. They're going to give hugs, and they're going to be like, you know, good game, brother, good game, sister. And it's just something that for us, you know, everybody knows we're going to give our all. So, you know, there's going to be some bumps and bruises along the way, but it's all good.
And I'm guessing, even though, because my grandpa was in the Army for 20 years way back when he was in World War II in Korea, and I know the joking always going on as a black team scores the hoop there. Joking, you know, picking on the other branches. One's better than the other. Who likes to make jokes? So I'm sure the fun part of the trash talking on the court, whether it's basketball or rugby or track or anything else, is letting your opponent know which branch is better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, these guys are definitely out here representing for their branch. You know, you'll get guys talking trash about the chair force, or, you know, the Marine Corps is the department, men's department for the Navy, and you know, it's all in good fun, and we love it. You know, it's one of the things that kind of keeps us going, gives us that little extra edge on the competitive side. But like I said, ultimately, you know, we're all fighting for the same side when we were in the service, and we're still doing it now. You know, we're out here. This event is for rehabilitation, and that's one of the keys that, you know, I want people to remember is, yeah, we have some, you know, guys have been out here doing this for, you know, up to 20 years, 25 years even. But they're out here to help the new injuries that are coming out and just getting involved and, you know, thinking that maybe they aren't, you know, they don't know how they're going to put their pants on, you know, at the beginning of the day.
Right.
And we're out here to show them that, you know what, you can still play sports, you can still be competitive. And after that, you know, you can get out to the grocery store and go get your groceries and do things that you were doing before. It's just going to be a little bit different. Great inlet pass there for the bucket by Sean. And, you know, I'm sure you know this. Our guy Sean Castle out here, he went to the University of Alabama.
He's been talking to me about it, yeah.
And, you know, he just signed a contract to go overseas and actually play professionally over in Europe. And that's something that we want to bring here to the States. You know, guys just don't have that level to look up to. And it'd be so great for us to get that one day. You know, because everybody wants to be, you know, the superstar NBA, and
yep.
We need that with this wheelchair game.
Yeah, I mean, and the amount, and I know, I mean, obviously the Veterans Week is for veterans, but even throughout the years growing up watching, you know, Special Olympics or the Paralympics, you know, because people, again, like you said, still want to compete. And yeah, that was that was, I'm sorry, where did it go? Yeah, Sean Castle, no, and as Jeff was saying, so wait, what branch, I forgot to ask you, what branch were you in?
So I was in the Navy.
You were in the Navy. I was going to say, well, a lot of my friends, I've had, you know, retired Marines, and I just always like to tease them because my grandpa, a lot of guys that were in the service with my grandpa I met when I was younger, used to say, oh, yeah, just let them know that the Navy's in charge of them to pick on to always tease the Marines. So when he said the men's part, that's why I started laughing, because I've heard that, again, my grandpa, like I said, served in the Army, but knew others in the trash talking between, you know, if they met Marines, are like, that's okay, the Secretary of the Navy's in charge of you.
So, you know, they always give us that jibe, and what I always tell them is, you know, absolutely, I was going to sign up and be in the Marine Corps, but I passed the reading and writing test, so they went ahead and bumped me up. They went ahead and bumped me up to the Navy.
Oh, man. Well, for all you vets out there listening, I know you're smiling from ear to ear no matter what service you were in, because the trash talking, you know, again, being in wheelchair games, retired or not, the trash talking, the friendly trash talking, but will never stop. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. We never retire that trash talk.
Oh, look at that. The soft touch there. Almost got it to go in. Did Albert Martin. Just a little short.
Looks like these guys are just out here trying to get their legs around for the first game of the tournament here. You know, a lot of guys are probably catching and sucking a little bit at this point. Been pushing for 7 minutes going on now, and you can tell they've let themselves get out of basketball shape for the last 2 months.
I was going to say, it seems like it started out pretty quick, that first minute and a half, 2 minutes, and now they're settling the game. But Frank Johnson gets the snap pass from Sean Castle. And, yeah, I was teasing him because he is a Bama fan. He'll be joining us, actually, the next broadcast of the next game, and we'll be here for Hoops again, the National Veterans Wheelchair Game. We're coming to you from the Queen City of Cincinnati, where I'm happy to be. Well, inside it's always nice with the air conditioning, but out of Phoenix where it's 100,000 degrees outside, and even with the humidity here, the 70, 80 degrees, I am happy that I'm here.
Absolutely. I actually myself just drove up from Hermosillo, Mexico. So,
okay.
You know, I was 6 hours south of Phoenix, and we were right there in that 115 degrees. So it's kind of nice being out here.
Absolutely, yes. Only that little turnover there, fast break is, well,
you know, it's amazing watching Sean moving with the ball, the way he's able to control that ball, put it on the ground, and still move his chair at the same time. I mean, it just shows the skills, that people can adapt to and get, just over time and putting in the work. That's what it's always about, is putting that work in. You get out there and you put the hours in, you're going to get the result. And he's definitely done that and showcasing it out here right now.
A few turnovers right there, but now white team turns it over as we are about 7.5 minutes in. Ooh, shot off the rim there, but Sean able to get the rebound. Well, runs into a traffic jam. Oh, snaps it down low. Oh, and the pass dropped off to Derek Trenton. It was a good idea by Frank Johnson, but Trenton, his momentum was taking him away, and in a chair or not, it doesn't matter, Jeff, because once your momentum in any sport takes you the wrong way and somebody tries to get you a ball, a pass, anything, you're like, yep, ball's going out of bounds. See you later.
That's right. That's right. I think I would have liked to have seen him just hold that ball underneath and try to get a little flip up from the up and under. Unfortunately, the other guy wasn't in a position to take a shot if he would have caught that pass. And really at that point, he's got to be looking at that 3-second count, which is really like a 4-second count.
So where did your journeys in the Navy take you?
So I was actually just stationed stateside in Lemoore, California.
Okay.
I got injured after only being in 15 months, and I stayed in until 2 years when I was finally retired in 1999.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice. One of my friends I don't know if he went right out of high school, but yeah, he was in the Navy. He was in the Navy for 6 years, and he was here for a little bit, but then he was overseas for a little bit, and he said as much as he loved it, sometimes it's like you just have those moments where you just want to get off the boat. You're not getting off.
Absolutely. That's definitely it's a big commitment. I mean, it's a big commitment in any branch, but definitely in the Navy, you're going to be out there for 6 months at a time, and sometimes they were changing some of those deployments to 7, 8, 9 months. But ultimately, for me, it was something that I definitely, like I said, I wanted to do. When I actually picked my orders, I picked some sea duty orders. And the day after, they actually changed them to shore duty, and I tried to swap with some other people. As Sean gets an inlet pass into 0-0.
Yeah, Frank Johnson again.
Yeah, for the bucket, and they're actually keeping that 2-point lead. Every time White comes back and scores and evens it up.
And the interesting thing, when I asked you, because I thought from the opening ceremonies, obviously all states have the representatives and who's playing in what sport, but look at that shot there, man. Robert Jones from just inside the 3-point line trying to fire his team up. But I said to you that I thought that everybody was from the states, like the states you were on the same team, but these guys, and even from saying, talking, oh yeah, so and so, and they're introducing themselves to each other, so not from the same state. So how does the seedings with the teams in like basketball and rugby get set?
Right. So usually what it is one of the refs who really knows the teams and knows the players that are on it will come in and they'll start breaking them up with the way the basketball works is there's a point system, and so your amputees are going to be your threes. Okay. Your lower level paras are going to be your twos, and your paraplegics, quadriplegics are going to be your ones. And you can only have a certain amount of points on the court at all times, and that's the way we keep it fair out there. And so they break them up. The top threes, they split them all out amongst the 8 teams, and they just keep working their way down. And they try to change it up every year, make sure the same people aren't playing together. And it's good. It gives them a chance to make some mesh with some other teammates they haven't played with before.
Which, again, things you learn from the military. I mean, you might go through, obviously, you said you get your orders, whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, you go through boot camp, whether it's 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Because in the Navy, is it 12?
It's 9 weeks.
9 weeks?
9
okay,
weeks.
9 weeks, okay.
Yeah,
and then is that the same for the
Marine Corps is 12. I think the Army's 10.
Okay.
And then I think the Air Force is 8 weeks.
8 weeks. But, yeah, so anywhere from, obviously, 8 to 12 weeks, like we just said, depending on where you're at, you're with a lot of guys, but then all of a sudden you get stationed, and then guess what? You're meeting new people, making new friends. I mean,
absolutely.
Do a lot of guys, from boot camp, when you go through boot camp, you get a chance to stay, in touch with some. I know this day and age with cell phones and communication, but I got to think some of your communication's got to be a teeny bit monitored. They're not wanting you to talk about too much stuff.
Right. There will be times, especially on ship, that they're not going to allow you to, let people know where you're at, because that's absolutely a national security issue. As Sean makes his way to the basket and scoops it with a nice little pretty finger roll.
I know. Look at that. Sean showing off.
It's one of those things that, you try to keep in touch. I still keep in touch with guys that I went to boot camp with, some guys that I went to A school with, and nice. It's life-lasting friendships. Whenever you're signing up and saying, you know what, I'm going to put my life before yours. I'm always going to give my life to save yours. It just builds strong bonds automatically. And every single one of these guys out here have signed up at one point in their life to do that.
Which, again, I mean, the opening ceremonies yesterday are just absolutely awesome. And not even just from the states. I mean, Alaska, Hawaii, obviously being the non-coastal U.S. states, but the group from Puerto Rico, I mean, they're coming in with the music, they're playing, they're having a party, and then also it's expanded to Great Britain too. I mean, I just think that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And Puerto Rico, we love that. They bring in that culture, and that's one thing that they feel very strongly about. And we have a very high number of Puerto Rican community that does sign up and join the military and serve and give back. And so we love that they bring that here, and they get it. They got the drums going, start dancing, and just really get the mood going. And
all tied up at 12.
A strong move in there in the middle with a great pass from Sean down to 00 Frank Johnson for the bucket and the foul.
Well, so I'll have a chance for the three-point play. That was a tough pass. I mean, that was a very tough pass because Frank was pretty much right in front of him in a straight line. And even, playing basketball at any level here, coaches you can't run straight in front of somebody because how are you going to catch the pass? And Sean just laced it to him, and that puts the black team up by 2 and with a chance to go up by 3. And it looks like we have substitution coming in for the black team. It's number 14, Albert Martin will check in, and checking out number 12, Derek Trenton.
And in my opinion, I've been looking around, and I think out of this top bracket, these two teams right here, this game is going to decide who comes out of that top bracket and gets the opportunity to play for gold.
As he hits the free throw there. And also in for the white team, that's number 3. We see him coming up court now, Richard Robbins. And Robert Jones, bringing the ball. Wow, look at that. You're right.
And so I don't know also if you notice, these chairs have a lot of camber to them. Mm-hmm. And what that does, it gives them, number one, it gives them stability, but it allows those chairs to turn around at a quicker pace. So number 14 is definitely one of the newer injuries. He's out here in his everyday chair, but they do put anti-tippers on the back to make sure he's not going to tip over. So as you see, he's using this everyday chair. It's a little bit different from the sportier ones. But this is a good chance for him to see if it's something that he wants to do, because the good thing is with the NWBA, there's actually a league out there, and there will be somewhere local to him. If he wants to continue to play, he can get in and do that. Oh,
that's awesome. And they are just feeding the man down in the post. Frank Johnson again with the hoop. And now the black team with a 5-point lead, 8 minutes and 5 seconds left to go here. We're glad you could join us on here, wheelchairgames.org. Smart man sitting to my left that you hear is Jeff DeLeon, retired from the Navy, and his 9th year here at the Veterans Wheelchair Games. What are some of the, competitive moments, or what was your first games like compared to now? I know the excitement's obviously still there, but what was it like coming here for the first time?
Absolutely. So my first games was in 2009 in Spokane, Washington, and it was just a great experience. I got there, and I was actually amazed to see 500 wheelchair athletes in one place at the same time. To me, I just never seen that before, and it really opened my eyes to what the possibilities are with this camaraderie and getting out and getting back in the community. Getting in the community. After that, I was going to the gym, just the regular gym, and I'd start playing pickup ball with guys that are able-bodied. And I actually learned to shoot from a further distance out, because at first it'd kind of take it easy on me, like, the guy in the wheelchair. But I'd start, hitting a couple threes and maybe stealing a couple passes, and then just start talking a little smack as we got a strong move in the post.
I was going to say, a foul right there.
And, this is something that you'll see a lot of times is guys getting knocked over, going up. Looks like he was trying to get up on his own there. Number 14, which is
for the
Antoine Gray.
Yep, Antoine Gray, yep.
And he hit the bucket and got the foul, so he's looking to tie this game back up. Every time it looks like Team Black is going to make a move and kind of stretch this out, Team White just comes right back and knocks down some hard shots.
So I'll send Gray to the free throw line. Like Jeff said, a chance to hit the three-point play. Now we have substitutions coming in, checking out number 15 for the white team. That's George Jackson. Checking in at number 13, that's Cliff McDowell. As Gray will take the one free throw. But yeah, he was able to. Misses the free throw, but he was able to get up on his own after. And when I was at the Rugby Rage in Phoenix, anytime a player went down, they just made him stop because I mean, I noticed some of the chairs have the little, well, the rugby chairs had like the two small, I call them like little auxiliary wheels in the back, and they lock straight out. So the coach would bring a mat out, pop them up on the mat, but yeah, you can tell some of them just wanted to get right up, and I'm like, they're like, hold on, and they came out. But
that'll be the case if I get out there and get flipped over. I'm a guy that I'm a T5-6 paraplegic, so I don't have use of my abs, and if I get flipped over, it's really hard for me to get up on my own, so I'm pretty much calling for the crane to come out and lift me out.
Back to action now. Oh, and the shot is up and in.
That was Victor. What is Victor Figueroa? Is that correct?
On the black team. Or Ventura,
Victor
number
Ventura.
5. Yeah, number 5, Victor Ventura. So they're up by 3, 19-16. 6.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. 2 20-minute halves. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Men's college basketball rules, because, of course, for some reason now the NCAA is like, let's switch the women's to quarters because it makes it faster. I haven't really noticed a difference either way. But
Correct. As number 1, Robert Jones knocks down the shot to bring it back to 1. Great pushing here by 00, Frank Johnson.
Yeah, he has been very, very busy, but gets cut off nicely there by Cliff McDowell. Goes up top. The shot is short. Rebounded underneath, it looked like, by Johnson, but just maybe a little bit too far under the hoop. There's the scoop shot you were talking about. He was trying to get it back up. Oh, we have
absolutely looks like he's lost a shoe out here.
Yeah.
But as you see, he just puts tucks the leg back in and continues to go.
Yeah, look at that. Albert Martin loses his shoe, goes back down to play defense, but white team, the rebound there. So Frank Johnson with the ball now.
Great pushing by Team Black. If you saw what they did was they got 3 guys out ahead. The other 2 guys just kind of locked everybody else in out of defense, and they let 00 Frank Johnson just come down clean and get that lay-in.
It's 21-18 the score, and yeah, it was it's almost like a running back or a wide receiver with the entourage in front of him, but Frank Johnson gets it. I'm going to go on a limb. I'm not keeping individual team's points, but I think he's probably leading the black team in scoring.
Yeah, I would definitely say that he's got to be leading the team there.
Ooh, and wide open. Ooh, underneath. Almost had it. Cliff McDowell comes down. No, goes out of bounds. And the one thing I have to say, we see the 2 referees here, but one of them also in a wheelchair.
Absolutely correct. And actually, this is the first games that I've been to where I've seen that we've had a ref in a chair out here reffing basketball. It's a great thing to see. Obviously these guys can handle that job and be able to do the same things, and they're actually going to have a little bit more knowledge of some of the vet moves that are going on.
So maybe your little trick. I'm not going to give it away, but you told me your trick, so I'm going to have to look out for that. But I like it. Absolutely. I like where you're at with that.
Absolutely. I try to, anytime I'm away from the ball, you're going to see me try to save my energy any way I can.
Yep. On the near sideline now, and that's Robert Jones dribbling it, thinking about the shot. Few pump fakes. Oh, goes down low. Nice move on the baseline there. Yeah, Jesse
Lind. Number 5 with the bucket.
Puts the hoop in, and they are within 1 now, 21-20.
And Team Black has just turned the ball over on the inbound, getting a little sloppy out there. Let's see if Team White can take advantage.
And no one's taken a timeout yet. You said each team has 3 per half. No timeout yet. Maybe
they forgot. I'm not sure.
And Sean Castle does not like that call as he fouled Jesse Lind.
I like the way that Jesse just said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take it to this collegiate player here. He said, I'm going to give him a good farewell before he heads off to France to play professionally.
I like it. I was teasing him. I'm going to tease him during the broadcast here. So you told me he was going to France, and I was like, oh, well, you guys are from Alabama. You fit in fine there.
I like that.
I like to tease him.
Absolutely. Got to give it to him any chance you get. He's going to do the same. Jesse Lind takes his first free throw and puts it in. Ties the game at 21.
And for these guys, because I was speaking to a gentleman earlier, and he was actually on the they're playing had an orange jersey on. Is there an orange jersey team? Yeah, there's Team Orange
team, but I believe they're going to be playing at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, they're not playing yet. And he was out. We were actually warm. I was talking to him. He said, this is 4th games. I said, how many is it? And he said 4. And then we started talking, and I feel bad because I didn't ask him his name because I was so excited about the conversation. We're talking hoops, and we're going back and forth. But, yeah, just yesterday, like I said, on the opening ceremony, just to see that. And then, obviously, here being in Cincinnati, Ohio, being the host state, I mean, the bagpipes coming in, that kind of fired me up a little bit.
Absolutely. You know, that was great. Those guys did such a great job. Got the movement going right there from the start.
But I can't root for. I saw their Ohio State shirts, and I tried to be nice. I tried to be nice,
well, I tell
Jeff,
you what,
but I'm like, I can't. I'm not
from
an Ohio
Oregon
State
myself.
fan. Oh, you're
I'm
a
Duck
Duck
fan. So
see, look at this Pac-12, man. You can't hate on the Sun Devils, man.
That's
Forks
right.
up.
Definitely.
I'm down with the O. You know, the Ducks. I love the 5,000 uniform combinations. I think it's awesome.
That's right. Definitely. Anytime you want to come play some Tecmo Bowl, you know, have some fun, just get out there to Oregon and
absolutely.
have a blast.
I've been to Austin. I got to go to an ASU game years ago.
Okay.
And we went to Austin before. I mean, you literally, when they say stadiums, you feel you're on top of like the player. I mean,
yes.
it was so much. I mean, it was fun, and but yeah, cool site to go to. I mean, pretty much 11 schools in the Pac-12 have great places to go to. There's just one that doesn't, and I think you can figure out what I'm going to say. That would be the one down south of Tempe and Tucson.
Absolutely.
The rivalry's always there.
Definitely, you got to have that. You know, that's one of the things that makes college sports great is those born-in rivalries. You know, for us, Civil War is just one of those times where we're going to be out there spitting venom. So.
Oh yes. Get the foul there. All tied up at 21 between the Team 1 in the black jerseys, Team 2 in the white jerseys. Okay, but you got to put the suggestion in for next year. I mean, come on, let's have team names.
Right.
Come on.
Absolutely.
You can draw numbers like who's ever on number 1. I mean, because obviously, like you said, with the 1s, 2s, and 3s, everybody's separated. But it didn't happen today. Right. It happened earlier. So
absolutely.
You are now in charge,
all right,
Jeff,
of
cool team names.
On my shoulders.
Like, let's go PG-13ish because, I mean, it is the internet, but we are broadcasting it. But if you want to do something to make fun of Sean in Alabama, I mean, you can do something that you can name his team War Eagle because he would love that.
Absolutely, I think he would. I think we'll definitely have to do that, or maybe call it. What's the Suey?
Whoopig Suey for Arkansas. Yeah. Suey. Oh, I've been in that stadium once for that too. For a game and that chant, it is definitely fun.
Absolutely.
It was Victor Ventura, number 5 for the black team, had a chance.
Oh, look at that great passing. Unfortunately, just slips through the fingertips of number 14, Antoine Gray. That was
a snap pass,
job.
but
absolutely.
Look at the power. I mean, and again, obviously, people can see here you're in the wheelchairs, and it's funny because, like, I mean, you said you don't have the use of your abs. I mean, but just to kind of get used to that, because you're like, you would probably go out when you started to play and like throw a pass. You're like, why do I feel like I don't have a lot on that? I mean,
right.
It still does take a little bit to get used to, which is crazy. But that snap passes, we have little bumper cars there.
It does. And actually, you'll see as I get into my game, later on that I've just adapted to that chair, and I use it and use my offhand in ways where it looks like I may have abs, picking balls up off the ground and shooting out from deep and things like that. But I've just, been able to put in the work and got myself out there to be able to get an opportunity to shoot. I think that was maybe a ill-advised attempt right there by Sean Castle.
Yeah.
I'm going to get on him and give him a hard time.
What we were just talking, I think the defense got to him a little bit there, Jeff, because a little bump out front, and he may have been able to make a pass, and he's like, got bumped again, and he put the shot up. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And he was definitely feeling the fact that there hasn't been a timeout yet this half because his arms just were not there as that came up definitely short.
I know. I can't believe nobody's taken a timeout yet. But, hey, 1:55 left to go. The shot's up. Ooh, just long. We're all tied up at 21 as Mr. Castle. That was actually one of my favorite TV shows. Castle, the mystery show.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's not as cool as him. So.
Well, at least we won't tell him that.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah, exactly. We'll be like, hey, we said nothing but great things until he goes back and watches this. Ball almost gets knocked away. Nice defense there. That
clean
was
hands there by number 12.
Yeah, Welton Locklear. And now Victor Ventura with the ball. There's a shot clock?
There is. There's 30-second shot clock.
I didn't even notice that because I was just looking at the time and nobody was. Oh, so sorry, fans. See, Jeff's educating me. Dave didn't tell me. Dave Heil, our awesome producer who knows the rules. But I did do some research. The one thing is I knew, like, the traveling, when you were talking about it, I got that. The hooking I was kind of confused on because not that I was confused. I read it, but I was like, that's so hard to tell. But like you said, with the way the chair spins, it's not that hard to tell.
Absolutely. The chair will automatically move right in front of the other player.
I did not realize that there's a 30-second shot clock. But, hey, at least I figured it out with, 1 minute left to go in the first half, and we're rocking it.
Absolutely. I think it's just because the action was so action-packed
Yeah.
here at the National Veterans Wheelchair
Yeah,
Games.
they weren't waiting that long to shoot most of the time. We're moving it around. And
Right, absolutely.
ooh, and the shot, look at that, in the lane right there. That's number 14, Antoine Gray.
Absolutely, as White takes the 2-point lead. I think that's their first lead since 2-0, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. No, they were up 6-4.
Okay.
But you're right. It was 2-0 and 6-4 was the last time the white team had a lead. So they are up by 2 now as the unofficial scoring leader, Frank Johnson. Look at that, the free throw shot. And it's up and in. And look at Frank. He's not calling a timeout, he's working up a sweat there, looking at his team.
That's right. It looks like Team White, I think, if they're going to look up at the clock, they're going to hold this and take the last shot.
Yeah, they don't
of
have
the half.
Yep. So with the shot clock is off. Off the end. Well, so there's really no over and back. It's just out of bounds.
So there
now.
There would be over and back if he would have went ahead and touched that over here. It was last off of a wheel of a white
That's
teammate.
right. So if somebody in the white team would have touched. Yeah, okay, I gotcha.
So it gives Black a great opportunity there to go ahead and try to get this last shot, take the lead, and go into halftime leading the game.
And look at that. The little screen there. Antoine Gray was trying to match up with Frank Johnson, and Sean Castle set the screen. And but now they're matched back up. Oh, no, actually Johnson's matched up with Sam Ballard.
Do you have number 10 on here? I just want to see we had a substitution come in.
Oh, there she is.
Definitely got to catch
Arlene
the bright
McGee. Yes,
pink
she was
chair.
She was the only one that hadn't reported before the game, but when I see her, I'm like, Arlene McGee. So that was very easy now because that was the only number left. So Arlene McGee in the game. You see her there. We're talking about the men and women. She's got, the hot pink chair. That could be distracting, too, a little bright when you get your shot. I like her strategy on that.
Absolutely.
I would actually have an orange one, like a bright orange one, because, A, orange is my favorite color, but B, anything to get, like you said, an advantage and distraction,
yep.
Jeff, I'm down with.
Okay.
So 23 all as we have 2.6 seconds left here. By the way, Mike Danik making sure we're coming to you live. What a great guy he is. Not as great as David Heil, who's sitting here. And
looks like White's going to try and get the ball down the court and see if they can get a shot. Oh, as
he rolls
Big
it.
Frank Johnson comes in for the steal, gets the shot.
Does he get it off?
And the bucket is good.
Wait,
from this point, it looked like it was good.
The players, of course, Sean's saying it's good, but
I don't know what your take is. I mean, to me, I think it.
Well, I was trying to. The funny thing is, I tried to see a shot, but because the ref was in the way, so the scoreboard and clock was over there. But
as of right now, they have the bucket up. I think they're over there discussing it, but it looks like they're going to keep the points on the board. And that was Big Frank Johnson. He's putting in work in this first half.
Well, 25-23 the score. Frank Johnson is definitely the leading scorer for the black team. But we're going to step aside real quick as the first day of events in the National Veterans Wheelchair Games got underway, and we're here at the Duke Convention Center. We'll step aside, though, 25-23, the black team leading over the white team here at halftime. Back here at the Duke Energy Center for the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-sponsored by the Paralyzed Veterans of America and the Department of Veteran Affairs. Kicking off basketball tonight. We had some bowling today. We had some air rifle going on. Now we have some hoops as we're hanging out with Jeff DeLeon, who's been kind enough to give us the color commentary to this, because goodness knows I would have missed a few things, especially the 30-second shot clock. But the Team Black up 25-23. The last second shot by Frank Johnson, like we said before the break, gave him 18 points to lead everybody in scoring, but his team in scoring. And then Robert Jones has 10 for the white team as it's 25-23. And for the black team on the court, number 1, Sean Castle will start the second half, along with is that number 2? Yes, number 2. Oh, there he is. Dane Smith is number 2. Number 10, Arlene McGee, a little bit late, but she is in the game, along with number 12, Derek Trenton. And, of course, can't leave Frank Johnson out. For the white team, we have number 12, Weston Locklear, number 14, Antoine Gray, who had a big half, number 1, Robert Jones, the leading scorer, and number 5, Jesse Lind. They are the 5 on – and also 00, Sam Ballard are the 5 on the court. So what adjustments are we going to see here from the white team?
So I think if White goes ahead and tries to keep this game slow, which they've been doing a great job of. I know Black was wanting to kind of run them off the court, and they've done just a good job of keeping their chair in front of the other team, securing all the defensive rebounds and not giving them any second chances. And if they just keep doing this slow, methodical, they'll keep in this game. And you know, that's all they want, is to be able to be within that opportunity to maybe win it at the end of the game. It's a great inlet pass from 00.
Sam
Ballard goes down to number 14, Antoine Gray, for the easy bucket underneath. And, you know, that's a great part of wheelchair basketball right there, is if guys can work to get on that block, make that inlet pass, and then just go ahead and put that up. As we see 00, Frank Johnson goes up on 2 wheels and is able to come back down, settle, and take the shot.
He took the shot. He missed. I was going to say to you, I mean, the balance it takes to play a sport anyway, if you're not in a wheelchair, is usually always tough. But to lean forward like that, not fall into anybody, not fall down and come back down, even though he missed the shot, man, that's a heck of an effort right there by Frank Johnson. But you can see why he's leading the team with 18 points, although we were teasing Sean Castle. And to his family out there, yes, he does want his team name next year to be War Eagle.
Absolutely. He came over and said that would be a great name, and he would be honored to rock that.
I hope his voicemail gets shut down, Jeff.
Absolutely.
We are here in the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio. Like I said, the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, tied up at 25. 2 20-minute halves, a 30-second shot clock, which in my research I just kind of skipped and forgot about. But, you know, hey, that's why Jeff's here, and that's why we're having fun.
Absolutely, and these games are co-sponsored by Paralyzed Veterans of America and the Department of Veterans Affairs.
18 minutes and 32 seconds left as, again, we see now the team's starting to get more physical. And it looks like the white team is putting Antoine Gray now on Sean, because Antoine Gray was trying to stay with Frank Johnson before, although the white team has the ball. And you see Frank now not guarding him. He's staying out on the perimeter. A little reach over there. The bank and one. What a heck of a shot there by, Sam Ballard. And now the white team goes up by 2:20. Did I screw that up? Well, no, they're within 2, 27-25. I gave them both hoops when the black team scored. The white team would be in favor of that. They get the black team gets a hoop, and I'm like, everybody gets 2 points.
Absolutely.
So 27-25 the score there. And they'll see if they can get to within 1 as Sam Ballard, look at that, rattles it around the rim, but it drops, so they are within 1.
No, I think you had it correct.
I did have it. Well, 28-25, so all right. So 28-25, counting by 2s is just way too hard for me. We know volleyball is easy for me because I only have to count by 1s. So 28-25, the white team leading. That's all that matters right now. And it'll be out of bounds to the black team. Is taking it in is number 2. That's Dane Smith.
You know, I feel like Team Black has kind of gotten away from Frank Johnson down on the block. It looks like, you know, they're kind of looking for some shots. This is going to be a great attempt here by number 10, Arlene McGee, with a good shot coming down the free throw line. Just unfortunately didn't have enough oomph in it to get it in. But good look and a good shot.
And what's, you know, we talked about in the first half, as that pass goes down low, and it's, well, a little too much contact there, as it was. And Sean Castle had taken it in, and behind him he's got a little bit of a smile on his face, does Albert Martin. No, anybody in basketball never wants to admit to committing a foul. And he kind of had a little smile on his face giving third, but getting adjusted to play. I mean, I know you said talking about obviously going down the court, dribbling, rolling, but I mean, from your first time playing till now for you, what's been one of those things that's been the biggest difference?
Absolutely, just getting that chair knowledge and knowing that, you know, you maybe just wiggle your hips a little bit away and it's going to give you that shimmy move to just roll right by somebody. You know, we lack lateral movement, you know, so that's one of the things that, you know, you think about wheelchair basketball, you got the Euro step, you have these other moves that people have been put into use in the stand-up game, and we don't have that because we can't just jump sideways. And so we have to really think one or two steps ahead on how we're going to work and weave around two or three chairs that are going to be in the way.
Yeah, the difference with basketball is you can't, not that you can't get physical, but it's like with when I saw the rugby, got setting screens, kind of little nudges here and there, and not extending their arms, I'm just saying, but nudges with the chair here and there. So can't get too much because fouls will get called in basketball, as they should. Not that everybody wants to ticky-tack fouls. We know, not especially you guys being vets. I know nobody wants to be the one that is calling the ticky-tack fouls, but with the rugby game, they get away with a little bit more.
Absolutely. Great move by Frank Johnson, coming up over the top of a double screen and working his way in the lane. Unfortunately, he missed that shot, but he will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, looks like Robert Jones with the foul there. And Frank Johnson, as I recall, he hit his the 1 free throw attempt on a 3-point play, so he hit his 1 free throw. We'll see if he can. Now he's going to get an attempt at 2 to see if he can get his team. Well, could get him back to within 1.
Absolutely. I think that Sean recognized what was working in the first half was maybe a good thing. It looks like they've went back to that. They've kind of force-fed the big man the last 2 possessions. As you see Robert Jones over there talking a little bit of smack, making sure he misses this second free throw attempt.
It's like the most famous, because most people won't talk trash at the free throw line unless the guy shoots an air ball. Like saying in the NBA, other players might look at him as that time. Oh, rolls off the front. Nice touch, but rolls over the front of the rim, hits the back iron, and rolls out. But, yeah, Scottie Pippen, that was my most favorite trash-talking thing. He walked by to Karl Malone at the free throw line and said the mailman doesn't deliver on Sundays.
Yes.
And just kept walking, and Malone did miss one of the 2, I think.
He did. That was actually the demise of that game, and Chicago went on to win. That was their 6th. Is that correct, under Jordan and Pippen?
Was it? It was either the 5th or – yeah. I think it was the last round. Yeah, it was that series. It was the 6th. So as Robert Jones put that shot in, and now the white team off the 2 missed free throws. Well, that's the black team leading pretty much the whole first half, like we talked about. He is Jeff DeLeon, retired from the Navy here at the Veterans Wheelchair Games. Ooh, and they lay off Jesse Lind, but he misses and
winds up being a good decision.
Yeah, well.
Sean kind of picked his poison, went ahead and guarded Antoine and made sure that he wasn't going to be the guy that made the bucket. And unfortunately, Jesse just kind of left it short. As number 2 for the team black.
Dane Smith put that up and almost, the ball goes, that's another thing. You accidentally dribble off your wheel. But again, and for, like you said, the everyday chairs, because I meant to touch on that in the first half. I mean, the wheels, obviously, for basketball, you're saying, helping with the balance more, and even the wheelchair rugby as well. But it definitely people can see the wheels are angled. So talk to the fans. I mean, about that don't know that. I mean, the difference that makes.
So
as we get a timeout here,
we finally get our first timeout of the game, and so definitely the camber on these chairs. What it does, it gives them an easier opportunity to turn around, but it also gives them stability. So we've already seen a couple guys get kind of turned over here, and if they didn't have that much camber when they're making these tight turns, they would just roll over. It's just like NASCAR out on the racetrack. They have camber to keep them from riding all the way up the wall and just crashing in the wall. And so These guys have that on there, and unfortunately what it does also, though, is it makes a small pocket for you to be able to dribble. It's out kind of in front to the left of your left knee and out in front to the right of your right knee, because if you bring it down to your sides, that camber is actually going to push that ball too far out, and that's, I think, what happened right there was Robert went to put the ball down and unfortunately just kind of bounced off his rim. Luckily it went back to one of their players and they were able to get a shot off. But yeah, definitely one of the things that helps with these specialized chairs that get these guys playing the game.
So those of you engineering and physics who helped create these chairs way back when and had the thought of it's just too tough to play, because like you said, and that was number 14 Albert Martin that was playing with his everyday chair and used the wheel to make sure. So that's an extension that you're saying that he has, that middle wheel?
Yeah, so all these guys have what are anti-tip bars, and those are, hard welded in on these chairs because, you don't ever want to do a wheelie. So
right.
Number 14 with black, correct? Yeah, Albert Martin. So he has his everyday chair.
No, I'm sorry.
So his everyday chair, he's on the bench right now.
No, I thought it was 14 for white. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
no,
that's his basketball chair. So
okay.
The everyday chair is 14 for black.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so
so he doesn't have any of the guard in front. He doesn't have the built-in one. So what he does is every day, you want to sometimes do a wheelie if you're going down a curb or anything like that. And so here to play basketball, he'll put those anti-tippers on to make sure he's not going to tip over backwards.
Well, now we have Derek Trenton for the black team, number 12, back in the game as Arlene McGee heads to the sidelines. And a little too much contact there. Is looking to put the shot up that's number 5 from the black team. Is Victor Ventura. But a little too much contact, a turnover, and it's the white team's ball.
Number 15, George Jackson, has checked in for Team White.
Making his second appearance.
And that's another aspect of this game is they have to make sure that each player is going to get at least 10 minutes out here on the court. And so, there's definitely going to be an offensive foul there. I think that was an easy one for them to call. Great job of number 12 setting his chair up and just putting himself in a space.
Yeah, Welton Locklear and Frank Johnson was able to pop his chair back up. But he, that was, talking about demolition derby. But again, you're right. Locklear was in front of him and Frank Johnson trying to get to the spot first, but.
And honestly, I'm not sure what he was arguing about on that one. That was an easy, clear-cut foul for them to call. Great job, like I said, of the defense just setting their chair up. And unfortunately, I think it was the pass kind of led him right down into it. And when he got the ball, turned around, bang, right into somebody, flipped that chair over. But as you said, he was able to pop right back up as number 12.
Locklear again.
Welton Locklear with a bucket from the outside.
And look at this now, the white team with a 7-point lead, 14.5 to go in the second half as Sean Castle takes it down the lane, floats it, off the front of the rim, battling for the rebound, and it comes out to the black team as number 5 shot that, and that was Victor Ventura, but unable to sink it. And now coming up the court will be Antoine Gray, looking to extend on this 7-point lead.
This is a pretty big possession here for black. They really need to stop this bleeding. Get this stop and see if they can get down on the other end and score a bucket. Great pass inside. Number 10, Sam Ballard with the bucket underneath.
It's 0-0.
Oh, yes,
yeah,
double zero, Sam Ballard. Sean Castle bringing the ball up the court. They definitely got to get something going here to change this play going.
Oh, they're going to say it's a turnover. I thought it may have been a little bit of an extra push there.
I saw a little bump in the back.
Hey, it's basketball. There's contact. So
absolutely.
34-25, the biggest lead for either team. As checking out of the game is Welton Locklear, and in the game number 11, Kevin Tenney for the white team.
This is going to be a crucial couple minutes here for Team White as they've brought out one of their main ball handlers. So now they're going to push 0-0, Sam Ballard out, have him handle the ball along with Robert Jones. We'll see how well they can manage. I think that's all they want right now is try to manage and get some of these guys their minutes. As long as they can do that, keep this lead, they'll be happy.
Yeah, they're moving the ball around pretty good, being patient, but again, having the 30-second shot clock, and there's 3 seconds left to shoot. And they're going to have to throw something up. Line drive rolling off the rim, but no good, as coming away with it is number 2, Dane Smith. Ooh, and he gets it knocked away. And look at that, Robert Jones puts it up. Ooh, but he can't get it to go down. Now Smith will send it back up court to Victor Ventura. He's got a little bit of time, can slow it down. Oh, and yeah, they're going to say it's off of Kevin Tenney. He's trying to say that Sean touched it last, and Sean's like, nope, rolled off his chair. Now we have a substitution coming in. He got his shoe back. We did forget to mention that is number 14, Albert Martin.
He got his shoe back, and they actually taped him in. They wanted to make sure that shoe was not going to come off again.
Even in a wheelchair, I don't want to be without my shoe. You're right. Like you said, he had to tuck his leg behind him, but when they go to him right away down the lane, oh, just misses the layup. And coming away with it is Sam Ballard as he gets it up to Robert Jones. Play a little two-man game with Ballard. Goes down low now. Oh, and missing that was Antoine Gray. A rare miss as Frank Johnson was there bothering him. And now Victor Ventura just cruising past half court, trying to get his team a hoop. And like you said, they need a hoop at some point here, Jeff, because it's 34-25, 12 and a half left to go. This scoring drought's lasted a few minutes. Oh, rolls out. Frank gets the rebound. It gets, swatted out of bounds, but they're going to say a little bit too much of the arm. So now Johnson will have a chance to go back to the line and shoot 2 free throws. And always an added bonus in basketball, scoring points when you're down without the clock running.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's going to be big if he can knock these down. If you remember, he missed his last 2 free throws. So he may be a little tight, looking tight. They haven't scored, I don't believe, this half, if I'm correct.
Yes, it is a 11-0 run for Team
8 minute drought for Team Black in this second half.
Oh,
and it continues as the ball rims out.
Soft touch there, but got a little smile on his face, and Sam Ballard looks like he's maybe talking to him a little bit. But he said it with a smile, so maybe he's just trying to give him some encouragement.
You definitely got to razz these guys while they're on this drought. Looks like somebody's just put a lid on this bucket for Team Black.
Man, they should have picked going the other way in the first half.
Absolutely.
But Team White, again, they've been patient. They've made the passes when they've had to. And another one down low to Ballard. Oh, cruising down the lane, but it rolls off the rim. Frank Johnson with the rebound, and now he gets it up ahead to Sean Castle. Castle cuts inside the three-point line, gets it right back over to Frank Johnson by himself, and there goes the drought. So 34-27.
They've took the cap off. Now let's see if they can keep pouring in buckets.
That first shot, seemingly they always say the last out or winning goal or anything, the last one's the toughest, but seemingly the first one of the second half was extremely tough for Team Black as they're down 34-27. And look at that, the free throw, I always want to say jumper, the free throw shot by Robert Jones. And
well, and that's okay. I always tell people that momentum, when you're kind of rolling, that's almost like your legs.
Exactly.
So the guys that, feel that they can't take those outside shots, that's actually all you need is a little bit of momentum. Gives you a little bit of extra oomph, and you can take those shots a little bit further out than you may be comfortable.
Oh, look at that. It tips off the hand of the defender over to Sean Castle.
So as number
Frank
14,
Johnson.
Antoine Gray went over backwards as he was trying to swat that ball away. So they went ahead and stopped the I think they stopped the play before that shot was taken, so they're going to give the ball back to Black. Sean should be helping him up because that horrible shot will be wiped off the books, and he'll get the ball back. I got to give my buddy a hard razzing.
And we have some substitutions coming in. It looks like for Team White, number 3 is coming in, Richard Robbins, and then also number 15 for Team Black, Lance Toguchi, checks in. So, yeah. You're right. Sean should be very happy because they get the ball back. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. As Victor Ventura inbounds, gets it to Sean Castle. Oh, and he gets the hoop and the foul. And, man, Robert Jones is not happy right now. He took his headband off in disgust.
Yeah, he's over there giving Antoine the business. I think Antoine's just kind of listen to it, letting it roll through, and thinking, you know what, I'm working down over here hard on both ends, so one might slip by me.
Yeah. Again, but the competitiveness is there, and I'm not laughing because he's mad, but I play pickup games till this day, and I still get mad when we lose.
Absolutely.
I'll shake the other team's hand, whatever, but I don't want to talk. People are missing shots, not taking screens. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I get so mad.
Yeah, I'm definitely the same way. You get me out there, competitive juice is going. We have a timeout here.
Yeah, as we get a timeout, 36-29, 10:55 left to go in the second half. We'll take a quick break and be right back with the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-sponsored by the Paralyzed Veterans of America and the Department of Veteran Affairs. Back here from the Duke Energy Convention Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, the Queen City. Like we said, the 37th Annual National Veterans Wheelchair Games here from Cincinnati. Jeff DeLeon joining me. He'll be playing some basketball very shortly, but right now we have, well, teams 1 and 2 as they drew numbers, but team 1 is the black team as Sean Castle at the line. Puts it up off the back of the rim. Oh, and almost with the rebound was Albert Martin, pardon me, but just couldn't reach it. And now here comes Team White down the court with a 7-point lead. Oh, almost a 9-point lead. And look at that. Castle storming in for the rebound, gets it out to Frank Johnson, cuts it back to the middle of the court. Little traffic jam, but well, again, starts to go by everybody. Ooh, nice cut there. Up on one wheel, comes down. Gets it down to Sean, who puts it up with the right hand and kisses it off the glass. Well, maybe you're right. That got him going.
That's what he needed. He just needed a couple buckets, get him some good looks, and hopefully he can get hot and bring his team back.
Now they're back to within 5. They were down by 11 at one point, and now they're back to within 5.
And this is also one of those strategy moves where Black's been kind of working their players in and out, trying to get the time down, and I think White kind of was hoping that they could work a lead and then put some people in towards the end and get them all their minutes. And right now it's going to be a battle. Sean's looking to break down and see if he can get this bucket in and cut this thing down to maybe one possession game.
Robert Jones had missed that shot for White, the long rebound. Who else but Frank Johnson? The scoring machine, the rebound machine. I don't know. We've run out of things, Jeff, because in the first half he was getting those passes down low and he hit a few shots. Now he's looking to take that shot from the wing off the glass, but no good. And of course, Antoine Gray just grabs a rebound basically with one hand. Gets it up court to Robert Jones, and the white team still up by 5 with 9:10 left to go here in the first half. The shot's up, and I heard a whistle.
Yeah, I think they're going to wipe that off, and they're going to call it 3 in the key.
Wow, so maybe not making an effort to get out?
Yeah, definitely.
But what about if you're blocked? I didn't ask you that. So, I mean, you got to make an effort to get out, but if there's 2 guys in your way, they could keep you in there for 3 seconds.
Right, and that's where you have to make that effort. That's what I'm saying. So,
as long as you're trying to move if they're in the way.
Out,
okay,
absolutely.
All right.
So you'll have some people in your way.
Now,
and just kinda
I'm finally picking up what Jeff's throwing down
let those
here.
hands slide right through the rims, and, maybe your effort's not genuine or 100%, but.
Hey, effort's effort.
Absolutely.
This is the no judgment broadcast zone right here. Oh, nice pass down to Frank Johnson. Look at that as he's rolling back. I'm going to call it the fadeaway. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
The fadeaway shot there by Frank Johnson. And look at this, back to within 3, 36-33, as Robert Jones, who had 10 points in the first half. And, again, they let the black team couldn't hit a shot like we were talking about, Jeff. But now they've hit a few shots. And
absolutely. You saw Sam Bullard over there in the corner kind of getting a little livid with the referee. As you saw, as soon as his hands went up to shoot, the wheelchair started rolling back. And, these chairs don't have motors, so he was actually looking for a call on somebody pushing him out of position.
As Robert Jones missed that shot, and nice rebound there by Albert Martin, keeping his shoe on with the tape. I like whatever you got to do to keep it on. And we have a substitution now coming in for Team Black. That is number 13, Robert Morris. He'll check in. And checking out will be number 15. That's Lance Taguchi. Or no, sorry, Taguchi's staying in. Checking out, that's number 14, is Albert Martin. He'll check out. 36-33, 8:13 left to go, as it will be Team Black with the inbound. Victor Ventura on the baseline. Ooh, tries to get it to Sean Castle. Tips off his hand. Taguchi runs it down, gets it right back to Castle. Nice hustle there by Taguchi. Oh, and he puts up the jumper, which would have been from right outside the free throw line, just a teeny bit long. And look at that, we have a
scrum, right?
So the possession arrow looks like is with Team White on that, so they will have the ball.
Absolutely. Team White working hard. Antoine Gray getting his position down the block. They're going to look, try to inbound this and get this down to him, I think, right here. See if they can get a bucket, put this lead back up. Team Black has done a great job of getting this down to one possession.
Now, let me ask you this. I mean, is there, and I didn't see it, so I didn't think there was, but, and obviously I know exerting a lot of energy, but can you press a team?
You absolutely can. Yeah, okay. You can definitely press full court. I think right now, like I said, it looks like both teams are definitely in the off-season shape. So they've kind of elected not to expend that extra energy in full court press. But we may see that as the time starts winding down.
So Antoine Gray hit that shot right there, making it now back to a 5-point lead. But again, Team Black just looking for some easy hoops as Castle has the ball. Gets it over to Ventura, who's thinking of the shot, puts it up, ooh, hits the rim. And a nice rebound there. Looks like that was Robert Jones. Oh, no.
McDowell.
That was McDowell, yeah, and then gets it out to Jones. And Gray.
Great body control by Antoine Gray. You see him almost come up on two wheels. I don't think he was expecting that ball. He wanted to see a shot go up. Unfortunately, they're arguing as Sean Castle is breaking down the court.
Right. Gets it, in the way. Oh, and he just misses. Oh, but yeah, their arguing was Robert Jones and Antoine Gray, as Robert Morris, number 13, just missed that shot, and it looks like
we ended up with a jump ball. Frank Johnson worked his way down there, got his hands on the ball. We have a jump ball and a timeout by Team White.
Yeah, you take a timeout. Wow. So getting a little more physical, a little bit as I see him go over to the sidelines there, Team White, as Jesse Lind kind of talking to his team, looking at Antoine Gray, but maybe you need to talk to Robert Jones. Say, guys, you can't argue on the way back down the court.
Absolutely. Let's just play
coaches at every level from the time you're this big say, get back on defense.
Definitely.
Or the other side.
Definitely. Well, thanks for joining us here at the 37th National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-sponsored by Paralyzed Veterans America and the Department of Veterans Affairs.
That's why he's here, because David Heil told me about this, and I kind of remembered, but I should have remembered. But it's just fun to blame Dave, because he gets to pick on me all the time, which is partly deserved. And if you didn't check us out on Facebook Live, we did hashtag it with NVWG. Go check our video out. It is very fun. We are here in Cincinnati all week long. Convention Center, we'll be doing track, we'll be outside, we'll have rugby, basketball, highlights from bowling and air rifle and slalom and Super G and whatever else. Oh, whatever trouble Jeff might get into. Oh, I mean, no, Jeff would never get in any trouble. I mean, Navy guys never got in any trouble.
No, definitely. We are known for being the goody-goodies,
exactly, because, I may or may not have been overseas in Thailand once or twice and met a few of your compadres.
Absolutely.
Years ago. Very, very awesome, very nice. It was nice to sit down and
probably have some tea, right?
Have an adult tea with. I was going to say an adult tea with them, and yeah, it was awesome. So we had a great time. But yeah, this is just, 37 years. Thinking back to, we've all seen like a million World War II movies, or just war movies in general, but a lot from World War II. And something like Pearl Harbor, where you see people injured. Back then it was, and I know Forrest Gump was more so, of a comedy, but Gary Sinise, I think from that movie has always done, and it's great. People say, oh, celebrities, they have all this money. And it's like, yes, they should donate money and time. If you have it, like my grandpa always used to say. But, Gary Sinise, even though Forrest Gump was, was a more so of a comedy, but just to see, how movies are, portrayed. And granted, that was Vietnam later. But, to think back in World War II, if you lost, if you were relegated to a wheelchair, Jeff, it was kind of a bummer, because like I said, we're all growing up playing sports, even as kids being competitive, doing stuff, and it's just crazy to me that it took about 37 years ago into the 80s, early 80s to start something like this.
Absolutely. And so speaking of World War II, that was actually where Paralyzed Veterans America was started.
Okay.
It was we are the only congressionally chartered national veteran service organization.
Wow.
So at the time that World War II was going on, we had all these guys that were coming back. They were in chairs, and they just didn't know what to do with them. And at the time, they were just kind of warehousing them, putting them in these big buildings all together. And actually, that's even where wheelchair basketball started. Those guys got together, they got a ball, they put a hoop up, and they started playing basketball. And from there, the like I said, Congress ordered them to form Paralyzed Veterans America. We started back in 1946. And, from then we've been moving forward, helping get ADA going. I think we're, 28 years into the American with Disabilities Act.
Yeah.
People don't think about those curb cutouts when they're crossing the road, but those are the things that Paralyzed Veterans of America has done to fight for people with disabilities and make sure that we have equal access to, whatever's out there.
Which, again, is awesome, because when you think about it, even in the opening ceremonies yesterday, people, and it was cool to get the hashtag things from the celebrities and stuff, and a lot of it out. I actually just saw a thing earlier today when we were first sitting down that Mark Wahlberg had posted something about, for vets, and I know he's done, like I said, a lot of stuff, and it's one of those things where when you look at it, it's fun to do, but it's fun, but it's more so rewarding. When you get to actually sit down and hear stories, like I said, having a grandpa was in World War II, a lot of the guys they didn't want to talk about some stuff, but just a lot of the stories, Jeff, that I got to grow up here. And look at Frank Johnson with the hoop there, and his team needed that as we're back to within 5.
Absolutely.
As it's 40 to 35. But some of the cool stories that, you hear, and it's like, wow, it's like, you can read it in a book and you can see, documentaries and movies and people that, were there and that, or that knew what happened or were around there. But to be in the middle of it is just, and to hear the stories is, it's always, I always said, if you can't get motivated or fired up after talking to somebody that's just to actually listen and hear those stories, it's unbelievable.
Absolutely. When you talk to some of these guys that have been through, Iraq or Afghanistan, have been through some pretty serious things, and they'll always tell you that they're maybe even happy that they're in the situation they've been, because they've ended up with some good opportunities. And afterwards, you got like Sean going to school and doing that, and now he's off to Europe, to France, to go play professional ball. And you're not really going to get that opportunity yet at his age or my age, and being in a chair, we're actually having that opportunity now.
Absolutely. Which, again, everything is, you go on in time, and again, technology is great, except for the fact, and I always, and Dave can attest to this, because I'm not a texter, Jeff. I tell people, you have 3 to tell me what you want. After that, call me up and talk. I understand if you're working in this day and age, people are working. That's cool, and they're not doing things I'm doing. Our schedules are different. But after 3, it's like texting blackness for me. Call me later and talk to me, or don't.
Yes.
But I do have a thing for you now. I don't know if you have it on your phone, but I downloaded Bitmoji, and you can text in Bitmoji. It's crazy. So, 42-37 the score, as the white team is up. So they're trading hoops. But yeah, 42-37 the score. 3:20 left to go, and the white team trying to hang on. Have they built up enough of a lead to do it? Maybe up by 11, then it was 5. Then it was 7. Now it's back to 5. So the black team trying to make a run with some substitutions coming in as well. That is number 2 coming in, Dane Smith, along with number 12. Yes, that's Derek Trenton back in the game.
Jesse Lynn.
Jesse Lynn came,
Team White.
number 5 for Team White.
So it looks like both teams are back to their starting 5s.
Yes, I was just about. Look at, man, this is the first time we worked together. And see, he is smart, but great minds think alike. I was about to say both starting 5s back on the team, back on the court for each team is a turnover there.
And as you see, Sean was over here asking for ball help. We're not going to go ahead and jump out there and get that for him. We're going to make him work at it.
Absolutely. Making him mad.
Got the little wink from him. Let's see if he comes down here and maybe let something go from the three-point range. I think I'd like to see that out of him. He's definitely got that in his game.
So that's how they started. All the you're saying. So after World War II, a lot of the guys that were in wheelchairs, or I mean, even if they were, because I mean, I see some a lot. I mean, that were actually on crutches maybe before they put them in wheelchairs. But if they were, on crutches, so that's kind of how it started. They said, let's just put a hoop up and bump around. Let's go.
Absolutely, and that was where wheelchair basketball was born. And like I said, PVA was born in that same time period.
I mean, I know. Look, everybody. When you serve and, like you say, you're putting your life on the line for the country, but, I mean, see, they even started that. That's why I know us other generations afterwards get kind of bummed, but that's why they were called the greatest generation. Because,
absolutely. Absolutely. I tell people that all the time when they tell me, it's amazing some of the things that we're doing, and I tell them as Jesse Lynn comes in with a bucket to put them up by 7, and that may have been the nail in the coffin. We'll see if Team Black can come back with something. But, I tell people it's those guys, the guys that came before me that made the vans with, lift systems and curb cutouts and things that I don't have to battle, because they came before me and paved the way.
Yeah, and that's always, I mean, but again, you think of something, even, when you walk into a bathroom and you see like the stall, it's like simple stuff that it's not that people weren't thinking of, but of course there was. And it's just not veterans too, as you know. I mean, other people have accidents and go through stuff, but you see a ramp, you see, like you said, bathrooms and the bar. It's just you're right. It's little things, but it adds up every day, and it just makes it so tough.
Absolutely. I've recently started a foundation down in Mexico. Sean lets a 3-pointer fly.
Wow, I thought he had that.
Just short. I thought it was too. It was online. Ended up just not having the legs to get there. But I've recently started a foundation down in Mexico that helps people with disabilities down there. And, same thing. I think they're back in the day, that we used to be in. And just seeing them trying to get ramps and things like that, where now it's like a, 8-inch curb to get into a store. It's one of those things that people struggle with. And here, as you said, nowadays you don't really think about it too much. Luckily, we do. We have people that are still around that have, told us about what it was like back when they were, fighting and making those struggles, and we thank them every day and thank PVA for doing the work that they've done.
Well, as Sean Castle hits that shot, Antoine Gray hit that shot before that you saw. So again, still 7-point lead, 46-39 with 1:34 left to go.
Team Black, it looks like it's calling timeout. Sean just made a foul. They're going to go ahead and probably see if they can get these fouls up and send them to the free throw line. Try and save some time.
I was just about to ask you, so strategy, I mean, now you'll start fouling, hoping that they miss, but you also got to score quickly.
Absolutely, and right now they haven't really been scoring on a consistent basis, but I expect to see Sean let some three-pointers fly. And while we're here on the timeout at the 37th National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-sponsored by Paralyzed Veterans America and the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Yep, he gets to say that the rest of the time he's here. I said it once since awesome David Heil, who is great. We're having fun here in Cincinnati, the Queen City.
I'm just trying to keep my co-host out of trouble. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm the trouble one. That's right. He actually knows me. Thanks a lot, Jeff, for selling me out. I am Michael Carrotino, not getting in trouble because Dave will just leave me here if I get in trouble, probably. So that'll happen. But either way, 46-39 the score, 1:34 left to go. Team Black, well, they had a little bit of a team huddle. Team White taking every second of the timeout, catch a little breather, and
make their way back on the court.
Oh, but it's
not shooting yet. So that's why I said I think Sean's making sure he took that timeout to let his team know it's time to get these fouls up, get them in the bonus, and put them to the line.
And also the possession arrow on the next jump ball would be with Team White. So
yeah, that's definitely
all that going. Going in Team White's favor so far, but a nice run, like we said, to start the second half. And you always hear in all sports, especially basketball, but let me see the first 5 minutes as Frank Johnson with the foul there on Robert Jones. So it'll be an inbound. It'll be inbounds again.
Yeah, I think we still have one or two more to go before we get into the bonus.
little tap there, and there's another foul. So they're all chewing their fouls up, and we've only taken 2 seconds off the clock. So that is very good.
That was a great job of Sean letting everybody know. I think not everybody understood what he was wanting to do, so a good job of him of using that timeout and making sure everybody knew to get these fouls in.
do start over at the half. Just heard the referee say that, so they're trying to figure out.
They're
So
only
now
at
it's
4.
And they need how many?
7.
7.
So we got to get to 7 before they start the 1-and-1.
As he fouled.
Absolutely, number 2.
Sean saying, yeah, that was
number 2,
Dane Smith.
Dane Smith. He was saying he couldn't quite get around him to get a good foul, and they're just like, it don't matter if it's a good foul, bad foul, just foul him. So we're up to 5 now, 5 team fouls on Team Black. Hopefully they know how many personal fouls they have. Wouldn't want to see someone who foul out here
right,
trying to get those up. Looks like somebody's losing pieces of their chair out here.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Unable to foul there, and then Sean fouls.
Yeah,
so now we're down to 127, and that is 6 fouls now. So this next one will put them in the 1-and-1, and it's taken 7 seconds to basically commit 5, because they must have had, because when he called the timeout,
they started with the 1.
They started with the 1, so yeah, so 6 more fouls. And, ooh, Frank Johnson knocks it away, runs into him, and doesn't want to foul yet, though.
Not quite.
20 seconds left on the shot clock. Does it go out? Oh, no, it's saved. Oh.
Foul by Sean. I was surprised that they didn't take the foul over here in the corner and went ahead and decided to play defense, which almost worked for him, but a great hustle by number 12, Weldon Locklear.
That's what I was going to say, Locklear. I thought, because it looked from the angle, and granted, we're on the other side of the court, but it looked like it was rolling out, but Sean takes the foul, so now we get the 1-and-1, which they were looking to do, but wow, that took a chunk of the clock out. 1:15 left to go, 46-39. So if Jesse Lynn does miss the front end of this free throw, you're going to need to get the ball down court pretty quick. And it rolls around and, just doesn't drop. Nice touch by Lynn, though.
Great job.
Man, these rims are just not forgiving for you guys. Like, it looks like they're brand new in a new arena.
Right.
They are not forgiving. There is no home court roll.
Great pass.
Wow.
There really wasn't a lot of room for Sean.
I was about to say,
pass.
He shredded that through to Frank Johnson, but now we get a foul called as balls.
I think I would have been pleading, saying I was putting that up in the air at the same time I was receiving that pass, trying to get to the free throw line. I don't think those refs are buying it, though.
Yep, yeah, he was right there. So under a minute now left to go, 57.6 seconds, 46-39 the score. Team White with the lead. And now we have a stoppage. Baseline official was looking. Oh, they're adjusting the clock. So there's now there's 1:05 left to go. So a few more seconds for Team Black. So that being said, 46-39 the score. Ooh, 50 seconds left to go. The shot is up off the backboard, no good. And who else gets the rebound? Antoine Gray with the rebound. So Gray with the rebound, but he gets fouled, and now, well, this is huge. The team, 48.6 seconds left to go. If Gray does hit this, is Frank Johnson saying hi to him. How you doing? Having a good time here in Cincinnati? Everything comfortable? You need anything?
That's right.
I mean, if you want to, don't shank the free throw to the left is probably what he's saying to him.
Absolutely, absolutely. So sorry, excuse me, I had to step away for a minute. My actual basketball chair was on the other court with a friend of mine. He plays quad rugby and decided he was going to play some basketball this year. So he's over here on the court behind us playing, and I figured I'd track that down before I had to get on the basketball court.
Very, very nice. Yeah, it's kind of important. I mean, do it in your regular chair. That might be a lot tougher, though, with the contact I've seen. So, and the free throw is off, and Frank Johnson runs down the rebound, gets it up to Sean Castle. Oh, he's got a man down low. Nice bounce pass to him, puts it up and in, making it 46-41.
39.7 on the clock.
5-point lead. They need to foul. So now the foul there on number 2, Dane Smith, and they'll go back down.
Sending Robert Jones to the line.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of worked for Team Black as the free throws get very close for Team White's kind of rolling off the rim, but again, it's kind of worked. And now you see Robert Jones telling Jesse Lind and Welton Locklear to just get back. Get back. Don't worry about it.
I think this will be the last of the one-on-one.
As it is up. Ooh, no good. Castle gets the rebound, and he's trying to push it up the court. Under 30 seconds left to go now as he crosses
Castle's
midcourt.
Looking for a screen. Here's going to be a three-point attempt.
Puts it up.
Oh, does not get the call.
Yeah, a little contact.
Just off the mark, but I think I would have liked to seen that call. It looked like he did get bumped a little hard to kind of send that shot off.
Yeah, a little contact there. As like you said, as he went to his left. Well, he went to his right, but the contact looked like he was going back to his left. And I thought maybe everybody's always a coach from here, but if he were an armchair player from the side to the right a little bit more, may have had a little bit more spurred, as he is fouled by number 5, Victor Ventura. And they'll go down to shoot free throws with a 6-point lead, 47-41. But the clock not the friend of Team Black right now, as there's only 12.1 seconds left to go here in this opening round game. We have, well, allegedly, because there's for all our fans out there on are checking us out live, there was an issue with the court numbers and what teams are. The teams were set and on the courts, but the number of the courts is what got shuffled. So that's all right. That's what we're here for. But allegedly coming up here next on court 1, which we're broadcasting from, is teams 2 versus teams 4. If not, I don't know what to tell you. We'll see. But teams, because on court 2 for this first game, teams 3 was playing team 4, and court 3, 5, and 6. And then as the clock goes 2-0, Team White holds on for a 47-41 victory.
And that's
so, yeah, 3-41 is the final. Hey, we'll be back. Don't go too far. Wheelchairgames.org. You can check us out 8 o'clock. Game 2 coming up right here from the Duke Energy Convention Center here in Cincinnati, Ohio.